Hey everyone, welcome back to Crew's class. In today's lesson, we'll be looking at an example of how we can find the probability of a normal distribution. Now in this example, the number of daily visits to a local hospital are normally distributed with a mean of 20 and a standard deviation of 5. Now calculate the probability that on a given day there will be more than 27 visits, less than 24 visits, and between 24 and 28 visits. Now as we can see, the mean is 20 and the standard deviation is 5. So therefore, for part 1 of the question, they want us to find the probability that we will have more than 27 visits. So therefore, 27 is the observation of interest. So when we draw our normal distribution curve, as we can see, draw a normal distribution curve, the mean will be in the middle, and the mean is represented by 20. Now 27 is the observation of interest, and 27 is obviously greater than 20, so it will be on the right side. Now we want to find everything that is more than 27. That's why we shade the region that is more than 27. So now we're going to standardize this normal curve by calculating the z-score and finding the probability. So the z-score is the observation minus the mean divided by the standard deviation, and we have 27 minus 20 divided by 5, which will give us 1.40. It's good to leave the z-score at a 2 decimal place because that is what the table usually reads at. The table usually reads at 2 decimal places. Now, if we go to our table, we will see that the probability for a z-score of 1.40 will be 0.4192. If you want to look back on the video that I did about how to read the z-score table, the link will be provided. Now, after we got the probability of 0.4192, we draw the standard normal distribution curve. And as we can see, the mean is 20, is now represented by 0. 27 is now represented by 1.4. And the shaded region still remains the same. That is the region that we want to find. And remember, when reading this z-score table, the probability is always read from 0 to z. 0 to z. Remember, z is 1.4. So the probability is 0.4192, and therefore this is the space that will be occupied by the probability. And if we know that the entire half of this is 1.5, or rather, if the entire half is 0.5, and this entire half is also 0.5, what we know is that to find this red shaded area, which would be the area that is greater than 27, we need to minus the probability that we know, 0.4192, from the entire 0.5. And therefore, the probability that x will be greater than 27 will be 0.0808. Now, for part 2, it says find the probability that will be less than 24 visits. Now, for part 2, less than 24. We draw up our normal curve, and the mean is in the middle as well. 24 would be greater than 20, so it'll be on the right as well. However, this time we want to find less than 24, so we want to find everything that is less than 24. So the entire shaded region represents the regions that will be less than 24. So to standardize it, find the z-score. 24 minus 20 divided by 5, 0.80. The probability for 0.80 is 0.2881. Once more, look to my video on reading the z-score to understand how we get this probability. Now, converting from normal to standard normal, the mean of 20 is represented by 0 now, and 24 is now represented by 0.80. And we want to find once more the entire shaded region that would be less than the 24. And remember that an entire half would be 0.5, and the region 0 to z is where the probability for 0.8 would be, which is 0.2881. So this entire region would be the sum of 0.8 and 0.2881. So therefore, the probability that x is less than 24 would be 0.5 plus 0.2881, and then that would be the probability of 0.7881. So therefore, we have a 78.81% chance that less than 24 visitors will visit that hospital. Now, part 3 says find the probability that x will be between 24 and 28. Now, what we do, draw up our curve once more. The mean is in the middle, and 24 would be here, 28 would be here. These are just estimation points because we know 24 is more than 20, we know 28, or we know 24 is more than 21, and we know 28 is more than 24. We want to find a region between them, between 24 and 28. So we would have to find the z-score for both. We already know from the previous example that the z-score for 24 would be 0.80, and the z-score for 28 would be 28 minus 20 over 5, which will give us 1.60. The probability for a z-score of 0.8 would be 0.2881, while the probability for a z-score of 1.60 would be 0.4452. So, the normal curve. The mean is represented by 0, the 24 is represented by 0.8, and the 28 is represented by 1.6. And remember, we always read from from 0 rather to the z-score. We always read from 0 to the z-score. Remember that. So the probability for 0.8 would be 0.2881, and that is from 0 to 0.8. The probability for 1.6 would be from 0 to 1.6 would be 0.4452, and that would be from 0 to 1.6 as we said. So therefore, if we want to find the shaded region, we therefore have to minus the 0.2881 from the 0.4452, and that will leave us with this difference, 0.1571. So this would be the probability that x is between 24 and 28. So we basically would have 15.71% chance that the amount of visitors will be between 24 and 28. And that's how we utilize the normal distribution curve to solve probabilities.